Good morning, everyone. Once more, I thank every one of us for joining this the last webinar on grow your revenue with ManageEngine. So we're going to start with one of our flagship solutions today, which is Log 360. So, and like I said, the purpose of this webinar is not just because we decided to have a webinar on any solution. It's actually based on popular demand, right? The number of requests we got from Log 360 just within this first quarter has gone so high that and I know the reason is because of the pandemic, everybody now works from home. So an organization wants to secure their environment in order to avoid cyber attack. So those are the reasons why this request is actually coming in this early this year, and we actually got more last year too. And we see more of the financial industry looking into this solution. So that's why we felt it's important we let our partners know what is actually in the town, what is people are looking at getting currently. So I want you to take advantage of this opportunity and try and see why we commence the webinar, what clients that you think you can push the solution to. And so, and also I want to let you know that we have other plans ahead apart from this webinar for our partners in order to empower them to sell, right? And so we have also planned to empower our partners on configuration and implementation. So we might be looking at what we are looking at this year is having to train all our partners, those that are actually interested on implementation of this solution. Why? The requests are coming in. We are the distributors. It's not all the requests we feel that we can handle. So as a partner that knows how to implement, we can push an opportunity of implementation down to you, since we have seen your competency and you've gone through the training through our teams, and also we can actually satisfy that you can implement this solution. So now what this implies is that you are no longer growing your revenue on just the license alone. You are now getting to increase your revenue through implementation and configuration. So these are those things that we have as in our plan for 2021 for our partners. So I will advise you to key into this opportunity that will come in the second quarter. You're going to train our partners on implementation and configuration. With that, you might not necessarily close a deal, but we'll just send you an opportunity for implementation, which you are going to decide the costing of how much it will cost you to implement. So it's now in your ball. The ball is now in your court for you to decide your implementation fee, right? So, and let's not deviate from what we want to do today. So Log 360. So you want to get logs on all your devices in your environment. This is a solution that will do that. You want to ensure that there's compliance in the environment, and also you want to be 100% alert when it comes to security, right? Log 360 is a solution that will do that. So, but my colleague Sikiru, our process engineer, is going to start up this session of the webinar. Why I join in as the webinar goes. So, and Sikiru, I want to use this opportunity to welcome you. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Henry. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining the session today. Today we'll be talking about Log 360, why Log 360, importance of Log 360, and who are the people you can push or sell Log 360 to. So Log 360 is an ideal solution for organizations looking to implement an auditing strategy to enforce tighter security measures and meet compliance mandates. So basically what I just said is that Log 360 is for any solution, it's for any organization that is looking to tighten their security, and they're also looking to meet up with the compliance mandates as well. So if you have an organization, or if there is any organization that have workers that are working with them, as long as they have workers that have access to resources, then they need Log 360 to know if the assets are being used rightly or they are being abused. They need to know if the assets are being breached or assets are being used by malicious hackers, or if their configuration or their deployment is meets standard policy. So in case when it gets audits from external auditors, they know that they have a tool in-house that can keep them up to date with all that. So with Log 360, you can get logs, as a SIEM solution, you can get information and event information from all your environments, your network environment, your infrastructure environment, your application environment. So it is not just infrastructure or just network or just application. It's all in one. That is why it is Log 360. So it has over 80% requests of there are over 80% requests of Log 360 solution this year alone. And that's majorly because people are still working from home and people are accessing. So a lot of organizations have opened their network or their infrastructure to public access, and they want to know, because people are working from home, so they've opened it to public access so that people can work from home conveniently. So they want to know the people that are connecting from home and what are they doing on the infrastructure. Are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? Is it the real user or someone else is trying to use their account to do something else? So we need a solution to help you keep track of all of that, so you don't get to lose your data or you don't get to lose your files. So what are the business value of this solution? So you get increased productivity by reducing attack and reducing threats. You know that, okay, you spend more time in being productive. And also your administrator don't have to go to each of the devices to start getting logs or pulling logs, to start reading raw logs or checking logs for some substandard solutions that won't really give you in-depth reports. So this time they spend less time because the application is doing more of the work. So they spend more time in being productive instead of spending all the time trying to catch a log or trying to know what really happened or who did what. So you get enhanced network security because you can audit your network security. You can know who is doing what on the network, who is connecting to what server from which network. You can know, and you can also get logs from all your network devices, your firewall, your switches, your router. So you know who is connecting to what, who is making what configuration on your network devices. So that way you know you are up to date with all your network configuration and changes. Meets compliance mandates. So with Log 360 comes in with over 1,000 reports, and out of these 1,000 reports, there are some compliance reports that international standard like SOX, IPA, GDPR, ISO, and so on, that comes with Log 360 by default. So you know that you can easily generate this report and meet the compliance mandate at any point in time. You get high return of investment, yes, because by checking the value of Log 360 over a while, you realize that you're getting high return of investment compared to other solutions. And then there is reduced cost training because it is user friendly, so you don't have to spend more time training the users. They can easily get access to it and log into the GUI, and once you connect to the GUI, it's pretty straightforward. And then affordable solution. So yes, ManageEngine solutions are quite affordable if you can compare them to their top competitors. I'm not talking about the other products that don't really meet when it comes to features or when it comes to deliverables. You know, there are some solutions that are affordable, but they cannot deliver anything. But when we're talking about top solutions that deliver, ManageEngine is on top of those deliverable, and then their costing is actually very low, or so they don't cost much compared to the other solutions in their same Gartner quadrant. So how do you know that you need Log 360? what are the kind of questions you hear that the clients will ask you that will make you pinpoint their problem to, or pinpoint the solution of their problem to Log 360? So first of all, the clients may ask you, how do I enforce compliance? How do I know that my network guys are being compliant? How do I know that my database guys are being compliant? How do I enforce compliance? So with that, you can use Log 360 to make sure that, yes, you can know who is being compliant and who is not being compliant. How do I monitor abnormally in your network? So that's another question you may need to ask. So that's another question your clients can ask you that will make you pinpoint their solution to Log 360. So that way they want to know what's abnormally in behavior in their network. So if someone configures something that is affecting the network devices or affecting the network, or someone is logging into a router that is not supposed to log into, it is an abnormality. So how do you monitor it? How do you ensure that someone that is not supposed to log into a router is logging into a router? Or someone that is not supposed to configure something on a router is configuring something on a router or a switch. So with this, you can know, your clients can easily know, they can easily monitor abnormally on the network. So there is another question, which is, how do you audit your domain controller and group policy changes? Yes, for domain controller and group policy changes, it is very important because the domain controller that controls almost everything, both network, infrastructure, devices, and everything. Because most organizations uses LDAP or LDAP, so they use the domain controller to authenticate. That means if me as a user, if I have access to the domain controller, I can do some malicious changes. I can make myself an administrator. I can change some group policy change. I can make some group policy changes. I can create another user, a rogue user, and make the rogue user an administrator, and use the rogue user account, not my account now, the rogue user account, to make some changes or do some malicious activities in the infrastructure. And it will be very difficult to trace that rogue user back to me if you don't have a SIEM solution that will tell you, at this time, this person created this user. At this time, on this day, this person promoted this user to an admin. At this time, this day, this user did this, or logged on to this server and did this. So you need something that captures activity on the domain controller, on the domain, and so that you can know that, okay, who is making what change on my domain controller, who is resetting someone's password on my domain controller, who is making somebody an admin on my domain controller, who is changing my group policy, who is adding a new policy to the group policy, and so on. Who is also joining system to the domain. For example, someone may just have an admin privilege and join a rogue system to the domain, just so that the rogue system will have access to resources. And if there's no one monitoring that, you may not capture that in real time, and the effect might have been done before you notice. Another one is, how do you monitor unauthorized access to organization access? So yes, so with SIEM, so if your client wants to know, okay, I want to know who is accessing what device, who is accessing my database, who is accessing my server. Is this someone that's supposed to access my server, or is it just someone else that is just using it because they have access to it, they are accessing it without any permission or any request? So I want to know who is accessing my organization assets. If your client is asking that question, it's also similar to the other questions as well, to audit the solution, to know who is actually doing what in your organization. So you also realize that, okay, what they need is Log 360. Then how do you monitor your privileged user actions on your network? So privileged user action is not necessarily on the domain controller only. There can be a privileged user on the firewall. There can be a privileged user on the network devices. There can be privileged user on your Linux server. There can be privileged user on your database. So you need to know what each of them are doing at what time. So you can generate a report mostly for the domain controller. You can generate reports for the privileged users on your domain controller to know what each of them are doing with their privileges, what they are using the privilege for. How do I analyze logon failure for possible brute force attack? Yes, so because brute force attack uses a series of patterns to act or get access to users' accounts. So, but before they can do that, they would have tried multiple logon failures. They would have tried multiple logon credentials, which would have failed. So you need to analyze that and notice that, okay, if somebody have like 5 logon failure or 10 logon failure, and then automatically the person was able to log in, you should be able to suspect that, okay, this is possible that this is an attack, and you need to check what that person is doing with that session at that particular point in time. How do you mitigate against cyber attack? So another problem is that they used to face is how to mitigate against cyber attack, because cyber attack are getting smarter by the day. So you need a solution that is also smart and that is also up to date, that also understand the way the new cyber attack works, so they can easily mitigate it and easily inform you when they feel like, yes, you are being attacked, or it's possible that maybe you are being attacked. So you need a solution that can do that, and that is Log 360. How do you monitor changes to key files and folders on your network? Yes, a lot of organizations want to know who is making what change to their files, who is copying their files, or especially from the file server, who is deleting what file on the particular server. So they need a file integrity monitoring solution, which is one of the features that comes with the Log 360. So like I mentioned earlier, the Log 360 contains all your, it supports all your network or all your infrastructure together. So you don't necessarily have to get a separate solution for network, get a separate solution for domain, a separate solution for servers and so on. Just Log 360 alone is enough for all of them. How do you monitor unauthorized changes and access and changes on database? So with Log 360, if once you hear that question, you should know that, okay, this is another auditing related question, which Log 360 will do very well for you. How do you monitor network device logs, which is another log solution or SIEM solution, which a Log 360 will do for you, because it's another feature of a SIEM solution. How do you monitor user activity on the network, which is another thing I mentioned. So if you notice, majority of these features or questions are mostly focused on users activity, users abnormally, users activity on the network, users activity on the cloud, users activity on this, users activity on that. Because what SIEM solution does most time is to focus on the user's action, because it's a user that can attack your system. So even if an attacker is trying to do something malicious, the attacker will need a user account or a user credential. So that is why you need to focus on users in this case. And because it's the users that are being privileged to access the solution from outside the organization as well. So they are the ones that you need to figure out what they are doing. Are they doing what they are supposed to be doing? Or is there a possible chance that they are being attacked? Computer will not just attack you. Application will not just attack you. A virus will not just automatically start up on your system. Someone must have triggered it from somewhere. So that is why you need to catch it from the top, or cap it from the top, which is where the user comes in. So what are the features of ManageEngine Log 360? So it has an integrated compliance management, which, like I mentioned earlier, supports the top compliance, the international standard compliance like ISO, IPA, GDPR, and so on, SOX, and so on. Real-time Active Directory change auditing, like I mentioned earlier, any change made on the Active Directory, if you create a new user, you edit a user, you create a group policy and OU and so on, you can get your real-time alerts immediately. File integrity monitoring, if you make any changes on your file integrity, you can get your alerts on your files and your file server, both Windows and Linux. You can get, it is going to be audited, and if you configure an alert for it, you can get an alert immediately. SQL and IIS auditing, so we support SQL auditing and IIS as well. Network devices auditing, Office 365 auditing, and Exchange Reporter auditing as well. So we support Office 365 auditing, Exchange Reporter auditing as well. And then it also supports cloud auditing. So it supports Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud as well, and Salesforce. So then it supports privileged user activity monitoring as well, exchange auditing, and then data visibility and security. So you can get you can drill down to your data to know what is really going on in your with your data. And then there are other features that comes with it, like Log360 UEBA. So what UEBA means is that user entity behavioral analysis. So what that does, it is going to study your environment for some time. If you notice, UEBA itself is focused on users. Like I mentioned, if you are going to be attacked, or if any organization is going to suffer from any attack, it will be from user end. It's going to be probably a user was slack with their credential, or they attacked the user with a brute force attack, or they were able to use phishing methods to get the user credential. So in most cases, users are the first point of attack. If you want to attack any organization, or if any malicious hacker want to attack any organization, the users are the first point of attack in most cases. There's only a few times that they do SQL. There's only a few times they attack the web servers. And even when they attack the web servers, they use the user credentials. So so what UEBA does is going to study the environment for some time. And then when it studies the environment for some time, it's going to notice who used to log in by 8 a.m. and log out by 5 p.m. And which most people do. It's going to notice who works on weekend, who doesn't work on weekend, or who accesses what particular resources. So after a while, when you start seeing something different, for example, I work Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then so one day I just decided to log in by 5 p.m. on Saturday or on Sunday. It's going to flag it as a threat. It's going to say that this is an anomaly. Are you sure? So when it's flagging it as a threat, it can, if I configure it, it can send an alarm to me that somebody is logging in at a time he's not supposed to log in, or at a time he does not usually log in. So you may need to look into it or call the person to confirm, is he really the one, or is he a malicious hacker that is trying to use his credential to access the environment? So that is one. Another way it can do that is by time. So another way is by type of device I'm accessing. So if I'm someone that used to access just 2 servers, and then one day I decided to access like a server I've not accessed before, that's my first time access, it's going to also flag it that this is the first time this particular person is accessing this particular resource. So do they really have access to this resource, or could it be a malicious hacker that is just trying to get data or from this resource? Another one is number of times. So if normally when I want to log into my system, I don't, my logon failure is usually 5, and then in the space of 30 minutes, I've had logon failure like 20. Now that is suspicious. It's possible that somebody is trying to break into my account and is trying multiple passwords, which is like a brute force attack. So it's going to flag that as well, so that the administrator can easily either call me and ask me what is wrong with my credential. So if I'm not the one, it can easily disable my account for the period. So whoever is trying to brute force my account won't be able to do that. Also, if I'm someone that is to connect to 2 servers, and then on a particular day I connected to like 5 or 10 servers, that is also an anomaly because I don't do that much before. So it's going to also flag it, and administrator is going to check it and also reach out to me like, why am I connecting to multiple servers today? So if it's not me, it's going to disable my account like I mentioned earlier, because the point of entry to most attack is usually the user. Then you can also get your Active Directory reporting as well, which will give you the over 1,000 report from the Active Directory alone. So these are some of the features. So other features that are not here are the cloud monitoring features like the AWS, the Azure, the Google, and other features as well. So how is Log360 being licensed? So because Log360 is not just working with the domain, it's not just working with server, it's working with server, it's working with network devices, it's working with application and so on. So the licensing we can't just say one license, because the architecture is different, and because the license, managing license has always been flexible. Most times you just pay for what you are using. It's like cloud solution. It's just not pay as you go. So you pay for what you are using. So if you want 5 domain controller, you pay for 5 domain controller. If you want 10 member server, you get 10 member server. So how is it licensed? It's licensed by number of domain controller, number of member servers, number of Windows workstation, number of syslog devices. So syslog devices includes the network devices, your Linux servers, and other devices that support syslog. And then for file integrity monitoring, you have to specify the number of Windows file server, Linux file server, and other NAS. Then for application auditing, you have to specify the number of IIS sites, MS SQL, and other applications. Other applications may include Oracle DB as well. Exchange server auditing as well. So you have to specify the number of Exchange servers. Office 365 auditing, you have to specify the number of tenants for Office 365. Then do you want Active Directory reporting to? Yes. If you want, is that yes or no? Do you want the user entity behavioral analysis as well? If you want, it's either yes or no. So that's an add-on. Then do you want advanced threat analytics? So what advanced threat analytics does is going to, it works with ManageEngine Cloud to update itself with new IP addresses or malicious IP address and DNS and domain name. So anytime there is anyone in your environment that is connecting to that IP address, it's going to flag it that this IP address is a malicious IP address or this IP address is a threat. So it's going to advise your administrator to block the IP address. And it's always updates that that is database with the cloud database, which also updates its own database with other top security OEMs database, because there is a central database where security devices or security OEMs store their malicious IP address. Whenever they notice that this IP address is malicious or this domain is malicious, they are going to add the IP address to the database, and other OEM can just go there and pick it and add it to their own solution database. And so Office 365, Log 360 also supports that solution. So most times that solution is always for endpoint security and firewall, but Log 360 is a SIEM solution that also supports that solution, and that support that feature. That feature is not common in SIEM solutions. So who should you target? So because Log 360 is a solution that deals with security most times, so you need to target people that are organizations that are interested in security, that place high priority on security. So organizations like financial institution, medical institution where they are, you can't afford to lose medical reports, academic institution, government institution, and other institution as well. So sometimes some SME go for Log 360 as well, but in most cases, it's usually the it's usually enterprise organization, and the need, because and most of these organizations actually need a SIEM solution because of the auditing rule or the government compliance rule. They must have a SIEM solution that can do all this that Log 360 have. So it's going to be very easy for you to push to them if they don't have. And even if they have, some of the features in Log 360 are not in most of these SIEM solution that they are pushing. So it's going to be very easy for you to push Log 360 to them. So what are the key stakeholders? The key stakeholders are the decision makers, the people that will affect when anything happens, the people that are that may lose their job if there's any security breach, or people that when the external auditor come to the organization, they are the first people they go for. So what are these people? We're talking about the Chief Information Officer, the CIO, the CISO, the Chief Information and Security Officer, the IT Security Analyst, the IT Compliance Manager, the IT Auditors, and so on. So these are the people that are on the line. These are the people whose job are on the line if there's any data breach. So they are the ones that will play this high priority on security most. And they are the decision makers here. They are the ones that will push this solution as well. So when do we demo? Yeah, a demo can be done to show the customer how the solution works after the customer already has basic knowledge of the solution. So you can first have a meeting with the customer, and then if they now request for a demo, you can show them a demo. What should I be focusing on? focus first on the features that will elevate their stress. So we need to know what they want. You need to know what their pinpoint is, and then focus on that first. And then later you can explain details, the exact features that take care of the explain in details the exact features that take care of their pain points. So yes, so once they are focused on their pain, you have shown that the application can meet their requirements. You can now show them other features that they will be interested in. So Gartner, from Gartner rating, ManageEngine is recognized in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for like the 4th time in a row now. Yes, the 4th time in a row. So just to show you that the solution is not a new solution or a solution that's not standard. So what happens next? I'll let Henry to take over from here.
All right, thank you, CQ. I want to tell you that this Log 360 is one of those solutions that you have to push out there. But I think CQ has actually done justice on what Log 360 does and who are the guys that you need to push this Log 360 to. So it's very, very important that we take advantage of this solution, for the fact that we are now 90% of our client now works from home and they want to secure their environment. So it's important we do this. So also I want to let you know that you can actually drop your question on the chat box, and also when it is time for the Q&A session, then we'll treat all the questions. And you can drop your question there and I will go through it before the end of this webinar. All right, so what next? Right, so we're going to take you on the engagement process, right? The engagement process has to do with what are those things that you look at before you push your opportunity to your client. Like I said yesterday, before you go ahead and engage your client, you have to share your proposal on the solution that you are pushing. Right, today we are having Log 360, and I want to inform you that we have white paper, we have data sheet on Log 360, we have presentation slides for on Log 360. So as the distributor of ManageEngine solution in Nigeria, so all these resources is actually available, and we have technicians that actually they are specializes in same solution. So you don't have any problem when it comes to this. So you have opportunity to put this opportunity. Just request for proposal, white paper, data sheet on Log 360 through my email. If you don't have my email, channel@tranterit.com. Then I will do that and I will respond to you. I will respond to you and send those things that you need to push the solution. So this more like this chart shows the engagement process for you to be able to close this deal. Because why? This has actually worked for us. This is what we've been using, and these are the processes we go through. So like I said yesterday, you might not as in go through this chart in closing your deal based on relationship, right? If you imagine you have to push an opportunity to a client that are already using Log 360 in an environment, so you might not want to go through sending a proposal or demo. You can just go through the stage of getting commercials. Okay, so once you've sent your proposal, I believe your client will go through the proposal. Then by the time they look through what Log 360 can do, then they will want to get a demo on how this solution actually work. So we have the web demo on Log 360, and also once the client goes through that, they will want to see how the solution works live. Okay, so before that is done, as a more like the person pushing this opportunity, it's important that you register your deal. So that as the channel manager will be able to record that you are the one that actually owns that particular opportunity. Because as normally an organization, once all these proposals, demo, and POC has been done, the opportunity they will want to push the opportunity out to the other vendors, and at that point, you that have put in all the effort to get it to that level, it's important for us to know that you are the one. So it's important you register your deal even before you commence all this engagement, so that we can secure your deal. Because in the channel space, there's conflict, but we try as much to ensure that we manage and reduce the conflict level in this space. And this can actually be done if you can assist us by going to our website, register the opportunity, and why immediately it is registered and submit, I have it. It's just going to get to my mail automatically, and I will can actually have that recorded on your name. So after that is done, you've done demo, then it's important you go through the next level. Client is satisfied with the demo, and clients will want to see the cost of the solution. So the next stage is commercials, right? So we have cases where our partners will just go into an environment and just request for a quote. I think it's not the best practice. You have done demo and the client is okay. Once the client is okay, then before you now think of getting to look at the commercials. Now, the commercial now comes in if the costing is fits their budget for that particular year. And if it doesn't, they might actually want to push it to the next year or next calendar year. So it's important to request for the commercial, and also requesting for a commercial has to do with the customer's pain. You have to look at the customer's pain because you are selling a solution to meet a customer's pain. And how do you know if this solution has actually solved or resolved the client's pain? So I have questionnaires on all managing solutions. We have questionnaires. By the time I share this questionnaire with you, you should be able to share that with your client and also get what they want to achieve. Why? With that, we can actually get the quote out. So once you've gotten the questionnaire from me and you share with your client, and the client has gotten back to you in terms of what they want, then they look at the costing. If it's something that goes with their financial strength, then the next level is POC. That's POC in the sense is that the client wants a live environment to see how Log 360 works. So we are available to do any POC that the case may be, right? Once that is done, the client will want to make payment or send a PO. So these are the processes that we go through. And once we've done a POC, the next level, after payment is made, deployment. Our deployment does not really take long. Because it's max, we deploy within 3 weeks, and that is done. And also, next, you look at the cross-selling. All right, so we as Tranter IT, what we do in after we've sold to our clients, we don't just go back and relax, right? We ensure that we perform what we call health check. This is done quarterly, right? We go into the client environment to see if they are getting maximum use of the solution and what are those things that are yet to be done. Why are they those features of this solution that they are not yet using in their environment? We will make them ensure that they use this solution, and this is important for you to do so that while you've sold this solution, you might not even know if there are challenges encountered why they are using the solution. So it's good that you visit your client's environment while you sold any of this management solution and get to see if they are getting the best use of the solution, and also if there's any other challenges. This is important. Why? For you to be able to renew the account in the anniversary year. It's very, very important to do that. Renew the account in the anniversary year. So I will advise us to take this as one of our what we should be doing, right? Once you have sold our management solution, go to the client environment so that it won't be difficult for you to renew the account, right? By the time the client have seen that, okay, you resolved all their challenges while in the current anniversary year, then we need to talk about of the solution. And also, once that has been done, you are confident. Okay, like I have a discussion with the client, right, this morning, and they are even telling us that don't even bother about POC. You have used, we have used like 3. They say we shouldn't bother about longer days, but we are looking at doing POC for them for more than 1 month. But they said no. We have used like 3 other management solutions in our environment, and it's fine. And we are very confident that this one that you're going to deploy is very fine. So that's a good recommendation. So if you have sold a solution and you see that management solution is fine in the client environment, so it's easier for you to cross-sell, right? Like I said yesterday, we have 90 plus solution, management solution that could be sold in a client environment. So why are you wasting your time looking at other solution from other OEM. ManageEngine has all the suite of solutions that you can sell. Just go reach out to me and tell me what you want to achieve. Then we'll go into the client environment and close the deal. So you can cross-sell your opportunity. You can cross-sell this ManageEngine solution. So look at, you've sold Log 360. You can also cross-sell other solutions of ManageEngine. And like I said in the previous webinar, the ManageEngine solution is actually integrated. You can actually integrate this solution. So let's take advantage of cross-selling and also health check. It's important we know that this solution this client has gotten is working and is actually they are getting benefit of the solution. If they are not, then you reach out to us. Then if there are challenges, then we can resolve the challenges so that we won't have issues renewing the account in the anniversary year. So like we said, why ManageEngine solution? So ManageEngine solution is, like I said yesterday, is user friendly. You can actually implement this solution at ease. You don't need any technical expertise to do this. So it's very easy for you to configure and you can implement at ease. So you don't need a technicians that is well equipped to actually implement ManageEngine, and this is done for a reason, so that everybody can have easy way of everybody can actually implement and configure the solution. So like I said again, suite of solutions of ManageEngine, actually we have 90 plus solutions. So with this, you don't need to fear or to worry if you are selling a solution that can, if this solution can be integratable. Yeah, ManageEngine solution can integrate with other ManageEngine solutions. So you have others solutions in other products in ManageEngine that you can actually integrate with Log 360. So it's important you look at this, that one, that alone will save your time of sourcing for to resolve client pain. Why? Because there are options. You have the options of product in ManageEngine that you can use to integrate Log 360 and other ManageEngine solution that you've sold in your environment. So, and also it's cost effective. Like I said, most of the product comes in modules, right? We have 5-in-1 solutions, right? Unlike other OEM product that you just get one, but with ManageEngine solution, you have 5-in-1 solution and it's very customizable. So you can customize ManageEngine solution based to suit your client environment, and it's very important you look at this because most clients want they have a standard or standard in terms of what they want to see in their environment. So that's the reason why ManageEngine solution is customizable. So you can actually meet the client environment and also get other opportunity when it comes to closing of deals. So Log 260 is an ideal solution, like we said earlier. So, and is actually used for mostly by those that most IT enterprise industry that are security conscious when it comes to their infrastructure. So, as we said earlier on, that 80% of the requests that comes from Log 360 this year. So that's why we are taking it as a point of duty to ensure that we push this opportunity to our partners. So it's an opportunity that you just got in, right, to push Log 360 to your client. It's one of those solutions people are looking out for. They want to secure their environment. We heads of series of attack last year, right? So people want to actually to falsify their environment to ensure that they are free from cyber attack. I think we also talk about the business and values of Log 360, increase productivity and enhance network security, and meet compliance and mandate, and high return on investment, reduces training cost, and also an affordable solution. So that's what you should be looking at, the business values. These are what you should push to your client. When they look at all this, then they will want to take a decision in getting Log 360. You said something about those people that you can actually push this solution to, which are the CIOs, the CISO, and the IT service management, compliance management, and security managers, IT managers. So, and also the industries that you'll be looking at. We didn't include the manufacturing industry there. So ManageEngine solution is not actually limited to this list of industries, we can actually push the solution in the manufacturing industry and also in other parastatals as well. So, like I said, we have resource available for you. We have so many resources available for you to sell. So you don't have any excuse for not selling. Why? We have videos on Log 360. We have proposals. We have data sheets. We have demo link for a demo. You want to learn about Log 360? We can share the video with you. We can also share the solution selling boost link for you to be able to learn how to sell. So we have resources available for you. We have flyers and brochure for on ManageEngine and also Log 360 solutions. So what you just need to do is, as a partner, reach out to me at channel at tranter.com. Then I request for any kind of materials, as the case may be. Is it the data sheet or solution book? Or the proposal on this solution, then we share it with you. And also, if you need us to go into the client environment with you to do like a presentation demo, we are available to do that. Like I told you, we have our technical resource that specializes in all the suite of management. So don't worry about how do I push this solution. You just get the opportunity and leave the rest for us. So at this point, we'll go to the next section, which is the Q&A question. Session. So we'll just go through the question and see if there is those ones we can tweet, and those ones we can't. We can actually send it via mail because we have all your contacts, so we can share those questions. I leave CQ to look at the questions part and also see if there's some.
Okay, thank you very much, Henry. So we don't have much questions today. We have only one question from the Q&A and then one chat. So the question is, can the solution take proactive action when a brute force attack is detected? So first, when the brute force attack is detected, is going to send an alert to the email, and then there is a workflow that you can configure to take some action. But the actions, because the resources it works with are different and they have different architecture, so the action is going to take depends on what kind of resource it is and what kind of action you want it to take. So it's not all action that is supported, but yes, there is a workflow you can configure that anytime there is a kind of alert, this is what should happen next, or this is what you should do next. So that workflow comes with the solution as well. So let me go to the chat. So for the chat, kindly share the resource material for this solution. Okay, that will be shared by Henry. So Henry will share the resource materials for the solution with everyone, and we have your email address, so he's going to share that with you. So thank you very much. Since there are no other questions, I would like to hand over back to Henry.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Okay, so like I said, we are going to share every of the materials on this webinar. We're going to share it with you. I think there's a question right just now. What is the system requirement in deploying this ManageEngine? In deploying the ManageEngine? Okay, is it a system requirement for deploying Log 360 or Manage?
Okay, the system requirement for deploying Log 360 is you actually need a server, and it depends on how large you want to scale. Depends on the kind of server that will determine the number of server or kind of server that you will need. So majorly, you need a server with 2 hard disks. One hard disk will be for the OS, while the second hard disk will be for the application. And then because it's going to be saving a lot of data on premise, although there's a cloud version of Log 360, but because it's going to be saving most of the data on premise. So you will need the large space. So like I said, depends on the infrastructure and the number of data you'll be working with. We are looking at you can go from 500 gig to 1 terabyte, depends on how many log sources you have. And then we are also looking at the RAM, and the RAM can go from 8 gig to 16 gig to 32 gig. And then the CPU as well, it can be 4 cores, it can be 6 cores, it can be 8 cores, it can be 12 cores, depending on the number of, depending on your log sources, number of log sources you have, number of devices you want to monitor or you want to audit. So that is why we cannot give you a specific system requirements, because if we give you a specific system requirements, it may not work with your deployment. But there are some resources that will be shared that will have the basic requirement, like in the data sheets that will be shared, there is a basic requirement there that you can work with. And then in the chat, I came in late. Can it be on-prem on cloud-based? Yes. So this Log 360 is on-prem, but there is also a cloud-based Log 360. But the cloud-based Log 360 does not support all the features in the on-prem own, because the cloud-based zone is a new solution. So there are just some of the features in the on-prem are not available in the cloud yet. They are still on the way. And then it's licensed based on devices or EPS. So I've shared the license, the licensing. Let me go back a bit for the licensing. Okay, so this is the licensing model by number of depends number of domain controller, number of Windows server, number of workstation, number of syslog. Then if you want file integrity monitoring, number of file servers, if you want to audit application, number of applications, number of IIS, MS SQL, and other application like Oracle. If you are doing Exchange server, number of Exchange server. If you are doing Office 365, number of tenants. And then if you also want Active Directory or user entity or advanced threat analytics as well, you can also, those are add-ons, so you can either say yes or no. So because the licensing is very flexible, you can pay for only what you are using. So you don't necessarily have to pay for the whole bundle, and then you're now using only half. That is why it is easy like this. And then we can also share you the license, the requirement for quotes, so that you understand better. So I will leave the rest for
Okay, thank you, CQ. And so I hope that has been treated, the licensing has been treated. And let me just check if there's any other question. Also, like I said, Mr. Just said something about you need that. Okay, we're going to share that with you. All we're going to share. We're going to share with all the partners that actually registers, and we're going to make sure that you get these videos and also other materials that is needed on Log 360. I don't know if there's any other questions, so we can just tweet it right now. So you can just drop it on the chat or on the Q&A and tab. Okay, so if there's no other questions, so I will want to let you know that we in Tranter IT, the distributor of ManageEngine, has a good plan for our partners for this year, 2021. So our plan is that we want to train our partner on how to implement this solution. We want to give you another means of making more money, right? Apart from just getting your rebate on the license fee or the commercials. So you can actually make more money by learning how to implement. So we are proposing a more like a training calendar. We have a training calendar on each of these solutions that is going to come in this year. So you might be getting some mails on training on each of these ManageEngine solutions. It will come at a fee, but at a very, very affordable fee. So I want you to take advantage of it. Why? The reason is because we at the point we want to, because we have a technical ManageEngine solution is actually going wide. we get requests from different parts of the country on this solution, and our technicians are busy deploying this solution. So at the point we might want to push some deployment or implementation opportunity to our partners. So that is why we want to ensure that we have equipped our partners on how to deploy this solution, so that we can beat our chest and that this particular partner can push or can implement this solution. So it's important to take part in this training plan for on the implementation and configuration, so that you will be among those people that will be looking at why we are pushing opportunities. Also, there might be other opportunity that other resellers might push in that they don't know how to implement. So because we have a partner that we've trained on ManageEngine that can implement the solution, we can also push that to you. So just look at the financial benefit of this and take advantage of it. So that will be coming in the next quarter. I'm only just trying to let you synthesize you on this so that you will get prepared on this opportunity. So if there is no other question, okay, I think there are some questions that are coming in. Okay, when is the training plan? Like I said, we are looking at Q2. You'll be having that mail sent to you in Q2, right? We shared that training plan with you. So we are going to take those solutions that are more like a module solution that you can push. When you are selling just one, you are selling more like a 5 solution. So if you are learning SupportCentre, for example, you are learning how to deploy like 5 solutions, because SupportCentre is like 5 in one solution. Just like also we talk about the AD solution that also have more solution in there. So let's take advantage of this. Also, we want to encourage you to push this opportunity, ManageEngine out there. These are what people are looking at. Don't look at it that, okay, who am I going to push it to? There, you have clients, you have your client that you've sold other solutions to. So it's easier for you to push ManageEngine solution to this your existing client than even a new client. So if you need any assistance when it comes to engagement of this your clients, reach out to me, and we'll book training or more like a demo or presentation as the case may be, and we'll engage the client and also close deal, right? We want to ensure it to so that you make more money this year, right, and increase your revenue. So at this point, I want to join my colleague and every one of us to thank everyone that took part in this webinar. We really appreciate your time. We want to make you understand that this is our joy. Our joy is for us to have a reseller that can push this solution all over the country, right? People in the north, people in the southeast are looking for this opportunity. They are looking for what solution they can use to resolve their pain. So push the solution to every part of the country. Then we'll make profits both sides, right? Because while you are selling, I'm actually selling, Tranter is selling, ManageEngine is selling. So you actually recognize as one of our partners. So you are also in the chain of this the distributor chain, right? Going from the manufacturer down to the distributor, down to the partner. So we want to thank you once more. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the time. Also reach out to me for any if you have any challenge or anything that you need to clarify. Just reach out to me. I believe you have my contact, and also reach out to me via my email. For those that are prospects and partners, if you want to become a ManageEngine partner, just go to our website, tranterit.com. Just click on registration. Then you follow the steps and register as a partner. So at this point, we want to use this opportunity to say thank you and close this webinar on grow your revenue. Grow your revenue in 2021 with ManageEngine solution. And we are closing it for a while. In next quarter, we are going to have a series of training that will be coming in. So thank you once more. Thank you, CQ. Thank you, partners. Thank you, our team here that actually made this possible. We appreciate you all. Do have a lovely day ahead and a good weekend.
Okay, thank you, everyone.